I'm going to try to give you a little review of every little topic we've covered throughout the year. So like everything that we've either taken a test on or like half a test on or something. So some of these will be both for PAP and regular physics, and some of them will just be for PAP. To start with, let's do conversions. There still seems to be a ton of confusion on conversions. So, the major types of things that you'll need to know is that unless, like, the answer in the question tells you in a different unit, everything needs to be in kilograms, meters, or seconds before you start doing your work, okay? So, like, before you plug in numbers, everything needs to be in kilograms, meters, or seconds. The only exception to that would be is if the answer is in, like, kilometers per hour, clearly you would need to convert it. So just look down and check and see if the answer's in kilometers per hour or kilometers or something like that. If it is, then don't convert it. If it isn't, then do convert it. In order to get units like meters per second squared, or newtons, you have to have it in these three units. Okay? So let's real quickly go over how to convert. First of all, the word kilo stands for 1,000. So a kilogram is equal to 1,000 grams. And 1 kilometer is 1,000 meters. Okay? So this unit, if you have grams, so let's say we have 500, this is the common conversion, like 50 grams. You would have to get that into kilograms. The way you do that is to divide by 1,000, and you would get 0.05 kilograms. So if it's in grams, divide by 1,000 to get it to kilograms. If you have 5 kilometers, you need to get that into meters. In order to do this, you multiply by 1,000 meters. So, it would be 5,000 meters. So, again, if it's in grams, you divide by 1,000 to get kilograms. If it's in kilometers, you multiply by 1,000 to get it to meters. All right. The other unit for meters, this doesn't have anything to do with kilograms, but the other units that may be associated with meters, 1 meter is equal to 100 centimeters, or 1 meter is equal to 1,000 millimeters. These two units may come up. So if you have 50 centimeters and you need to get it to meters, you just bring the decimal place over 2, or you divide by 1,000, not 1,000, I'm sorry, 100, and it would get you to meters, and 50 divided by 100 would be 0.5 meters. If it's in millimeters, instead of dividing by 100, you would divide by 1,000. Okay? These are the conversions you would need. In addition, please remember, this is just a very easy thing to do, hopefully, is that if you have an hour, that is equal to 3,600 seconds. Okay, just remember that conversion real quick. This conversion may come up, okay, so if something is given to you in, let's say that the car is going 50 kilometers per hour. Well, it'll look like this, 50 kilometers per hour. But what that means is that it's 50 kilometers in 1 hour. You're going to have to get that into meters per second. So what you're going to have to do is the unit that's on top, so in this case kilometers, has to go below. So we get 1 kilometer, and then we put the conversion. It's got to go to meters, so we're going to do this conversion right here, and that's 1,000. Okay, that gets us into meters. Now we need to be in seconds. So how do we get the seconds from an hour? Well, since this one's on the bottom, it has to go up top, and then 1 hour is 3,600 seconds. Okay, then we multiply across the top, so 50 times 1,000 times 1 divided by 1 times 1 times 3,600. And when we do this, we would get 13.8 meters per second. And so that's how you would convert to meters per second if it's in kilometers per hour. Again, remember, everything needs to be in meters and seconds, so if it's in kilometers per hour, you do have to convert. On a final note about conversions, if something is, let's say that in the problem it says something weighs 500 newtons, okay? Well, if you're doing if you need to find the mass of that object, for instance, if you need to do F equals ma, and you need the mass, or if it just says, what is the mass? The way you do that is you have to remember that weight is equal to the force of gravity. This is only true if it's on Earth, right? If it's a centripetal force problem, please refer to the satellite problem that we've done before. But if it's on Earth, the force of gravity is equal to mass times 10, and so and that's also equal to the weight. So if you get the weight is 500, then that's 500 equals mass times 10 divided by 10, and the mass would be 50 kilograms if the weight was 500 newtons. Okay, so if it gives you the weight in newtons, you divide by 10 to get the mass. Okay, that's fairly simple. All right, please keep that in mind. I think that'll do us for conversions. Remember, again, if you need the weight, just divide it. If it's in newtons, divide it by 10.